Hello my YouTube friends. Face mask, hand sanitizer. Face mask, hand sanitizer. So I'm going to put this down first, okay, before I start my video. So thank you for joining me today. So how are you guys doing? Yeah, why am I showing these face masks and hand sanitizers is because a third wave has hit Hong Kong. What do you think of hitting a third wave? It's terrible. And the government now is putting new measures. Before it was relaxed, but now it seems to be getting tighter and tighter. From tonight on midnight, so on starting Wednesday, Hong Kong time, midnight, all restaurants are not allowed to have dine-in customers. So from 6 at night until 5 a.m. They are not allowed to have dine-in customers. And another thing is they are not allowed to have more than 4 people on one table, and the capacity must be 50% capacity of a restaurant. So it's pretty tough. So it looks like I'm going to make more bread at home. Looks like I'm going to make more dinner at home. So yeah, that's tough. So why has the government has tightened these laws? Because people are getting infected, and the sad thing is, people are not. They don't know the source of the infection. So that's the bad thing. So when you don't know the source, you got to be really extra vigilant, or because this would spread out. So we are advised by the health department not to gather or go to the places that are really affected there. So for example, the third wave started all at a coffee shop, a Hong Kong style coffee shop, which I like. And this Hong Kong's coffee shop, they gather taxis, because taxis, they have like changes, like shifts. So after each shift, they go there and gather together. And you were allowed to have like 8 people per table. So a lot of people were getting infected. Not only the taxi drivers, the people who work at that coffee shop got infected. So they were like spreading the virus around again, and which is bad. And another part that started to spread was the old people, you know, what do you call it, the care centers for the old people, senior citizens. And I think a 90-year-old senior just lost his life yesterday, and it's just really sad. So I think that will bring the death for this COVID thing since January. I think there's a total of 8 deaths now. So now there are, people are just getting infected. So let's talk a little bit about a tightening, of the rules now. So let's talk about the travelers now. So you got to be a Hong Kong resident, at least a Hong Kong resident or a working visa, valid visa, to come to Hong Kong to work. But now in the high-risk countries, so there's a list of high-risk countries now. I think there's only a handful of them, and these in the high-risk countries that you come in, you must have a certification saying that you don't have the virus. So if you don't have this good health certificate before you board on the plane, you can't board to go to Hong Kong. And another thing is the domestic helpers. There's like over 300,000 domestic helpers that mainly come from Indonesia and Philippines. So when they come to Hong Kong now, they can't even quarantine with the family. They must quarantine in a hotel. So the employer has to pay for their hotel for 2 weeks to quarantine. Like even when they come, they have the health certificate. So when they come, so they have to pay for the 2 weeks hotel room and board, which makes life very difficult for the people employing these domestic helpers. And so we talked about a little bit about the restaurants, the qualifications of getting into Hong Kong. Another thing is the karaoke, massage parlors, the gym, dance halls, and many other, what else I can name of, indoor sports and all that, sailing, any sport activities you guys can think of is pretty much all shut down. So all these places are shut down from, I think, from tomorrow on. It's ordered by the government. So I guess there's no more gym, no more indoor running or anything like that. We have to go outside and do some exercise, I guess, hiking and stuff like that. But Hong Kong is a very densely populated area, so it's really hard to avoid being, having a social distance about 6 foot or a meter apart. This is really hard to take, but people are really vigilant in Hong Kong. And the law from midnight on, you must wear a face mask. So if you go out in the public without wearing a face mask, there'll be like a $5,000 fine in Hong Kong, instant fine. And the public transport, buses, trains, and taxis, Ubers, they have the right to refuse you entry, and even for restaurants within the hours, like before 6 p.m. So one of the things, it's really sad because the restaurants has been really hit hard already because of the virus, and they kind of loosened up. So we were celebrating a birthday like a few days ago, and we went to this huge Chinese restaurant. So the tables were a meter apart, and there's 8 already. But that's already affecting the Chinese restaurants, because in the Asian culture, usually the standard for a round table is 12 people. So usually when you have a set dinner or something, everybody makes 12 people to one round table. So 8 was already bad, but now they make it until 4, so that'll be even worse. So in Hong Kong, when you eat Chinese cuisine, I think 90% of the tables are round. So if you go to a Chinese family, traditional, or pretty much the majority of people, the family homes have a round table, because Chinese people share the foods, so it's not you eat one plate of food yourself. They share, but nowadays they use the serving spoons. So they would use serving chopsticks. So nowadays when you go to a restaurant or you eat at home, you would have a few pairs of extra, like a different color of chopsticks, so people would serve with the chopsticks, so people become more hygienic. And even they were really serious about even that when we were eating at the restaurants, when the food wasn't there yet, we ordered, we have to keep our mask on. So until we actually see the food and putting in your mouth, they would let us take off the mask. If the food hasn't been there, we still couldn't take off our mask. So this third wave, I don't know about my luck. Seems that I've been here quarantined for 2 weeks already in Hong Kong, but seems like after this quarantine, things are really getting bad. And Hong Kong people already are really conscious because of the SARS, right? But since the SARS, people, I think one of the main reasons is the unknown source of the infection. So that's one of the really bad situations. Anyway, this is just a short video to let you know officially the third wave of the COVID has hit Hong Kong. And I hope everybody gonna be tightened down and trying to keep, self-distance, social distancing, not as close to people. It's hard in Hong Kong. Keep your mask on, wash your hands and stuff like that, trying to avoid contact. So far, when I didn't have my mask on, I've been kicked out many restaurants already, or places. So nowadays even I keep like 2 or 3 masks. And restaurants now, or places you go in, they give you a paper bag to put your mask to store it while you're eating, or while you're in, when you have to use your mouth, I guess. So thank you very much for watching. If you like to see, I love to eat food, I love to cook food, I like to make bread and stuff like that, check out my Instagram page. And if you guys like to send me a message or stuff like that, go to my Facebook page, give me a like there, and like this video. And I really appreciate your support for my channel. And again, a huge thanks to my heroes, the Patreons that support my channel. I've been out of service for a few months, and life has been tough for me. Yeah, and by the way, talking about life tough, the credit card bill has hit me, and it's in tens of thousands, not Hong Kong money, US. So that was a really big thing. So I had to, like last night I was talking to the bank, like how can I make a payment plan just to repay my credit card. So that was a tough thing. So thank you very much for watching, and you guys stay safe. Stay safe. That's the most important thing. And take care. Bye bye, guys.